Hi, I'm Marie. Welcome to Marie's Kitchen. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're making feta pasta. You may have seen this on TikTok. It went TikTok viral for several weeks, and it's because it is so easy and comes out so good. It's a really simple pasta dish, and you can add more to it. You could add shrimp or chicken or sausage if you want to make it a little heartier. So I really think you're going to love this one. Let's get started. Okay, so what do you need for the feta pasta dish? We'll start with some pasta. I'm using Corkscrew Pasta. You could use another pasta that you have on hand. I recommend something on the smaller side like macaroni, bow tie, shells, or this corkscrew. Then we're gonna use some cherry tomatoes. And I love these. They're called flavor bombs, and they're really sweet tomatoes, and you can see they come on the vine. And that really improves the flavor of tomatoes. So if you can at your grocery store, I would definitely recommend getting some tomatoes that are on the vine. Then we'll just need feta, and this is about an 8-ounce block of feta. Any brand will work. I know there were shortages of feta when this pasta was going viral, but I think the stores are probably well stocked now, so about 8 ounces of feta. We're gonna use a few cloves of fresh garlic. And the key on that, and I'll talk more about this as we're cooking, but you don't want to burn the garlic. Burned garlic can taste bitter. Then we'll just need some olive oil, salt, and pepper. This is one of my favorite seasonings I've been using lately. It's called Gimme Dat. It's from Austin, Texas, and it's kind of a salt seasoning mix. And it is just great flavor. It has salt and some spices, a little bit of red pepper flakes, and I just use it kind of in place of salt. So you can use that in place of salt or just regular salt, as well as pepper. Then we're gonna also add some fresh basil or oregano, and we're gonna get that out at my garden, so we'll pop out there in a little bit. But you will need about 10 leaves of basil to garnish, and then some Parmesan cheese on top. So these are the ingredients plus Parmesan cheese and basil, so it's pretty simple. So first up, we're going to start a pot of boiling water for the pasta. So just going to turn that to high and bring that to a boil. Next, we'll preheat the oven to 400 degrees. Now we're going to place the tomatoes in this. It's about a 2.5 quart oven-proof baking dish. We're going to place about a pint of tomatoes right here in the bottom. And these are whole. You don't have to cut them. You just set them right in there. They are going to roast, and so they'll be nice and soft, and will all stir together into a sauce. So we just leave them whole and put them right in there in the bottom of the dish. Now we're going to fit our feta right here in the middle of the tomatoes, and season everything with salt and pepper, just a little more olive oil on that. And I'll use some of this seasoning to season everything. Generous salt and pepper. Okay, now this is ready to go in the oven for 25 minutes. We just went out to the garden and got some fresh herbs. We picked some parsley, flat leaf parsley. We can cut that up and put it in. Also got some fresh basil here, several leaves of that. And then also some fresh oregano. So we're going to chop the oregano up and add that. If you don't have fresh herbs, you can use dried as well for this. We'll just chop up the oregano, ready to toss in there. And oregano is real fragrant, so I'm not using a lot of it, just a small stack of leaves. For chopping herbs, I like to kind of stack it up in a nice stack, and that way you get a little resistance to cut against. Otherwise, you're just chopping against this, kind of papery herb, and it's harder to chop through. So bring it back into a group, and then you can just go through again by putting your hand on the tip of the knife and then right through the herbs like that. Bring it back together in a pile and then through the herbs again. Okay, there's our oregano and our parsley. Let's check on our water and see if it's boiling. Prepare the garlic. I use a garlic press, and you can just put the garlic in whole. This is one that I got on Amazon. It's a really strong garlic press. It's by Alpha Grillers. So if you're looking for a new garlic press, I do recommend this one. It's really strong and you don't have to peel the garlic. So just put the garlic right in to the garlic press, and then we'll just squeeze that out and cut off the garlic here with a knife. Pop out the shell pieces here, and we'll do a couple more. And again, as I mentioned, we're putting the garlic in after we roast the feta and the tomatoes for a long time. You don't want to put the garlic in the whole time because you can end up burning the garlic, and burned garlic will taste really bitter. So we want to avoid that and just kind of nicely cook it. So our garlic is ready to go as soon as the tomatoes and feta are done cooking. It's very, very hot. Doesn't that look incredible? It's got all those roasted tomatoes, the roasted feta. It looks so good. Now we'll just add our garlic to this. Just sprinkle that in. Now we'll put that back in the oven for about 10 more minutes. So our pasta is drained. We have that here. Now I'm just going to chop up the basil, and then we'll get our tomatoes and feta out of the oven and put it all together. This is called a chiffonade. So what you're going to do is stack them up like this. And then we're going to roll up the stack and cut this into real fine pieces. And this is called a chiffonade.
It's called a what?
Chiffonade.
What's that?
The way we're cutting this basil in these little fine pieces.
Is that a French name?
I think so.
Chiffonade?
Chiffonade.
Chiffonade?
Chiffonade, yeah. Okay. So there's our nice basil, and we have some oregano and parsley here, and we're going to toss all of that with the pasta. So let's get the tomatoes and feta out of the oven and put it all together. Okay, here it is. Look at that. It smells so good. We have the roasted garlic and tomatoes and the nice soft feta. So now what we're going to do, I'm just going to use a wooden spoon and kind of mix all this together, and the tomatoes will break up, and the feta is really soft and melted, and that's going to all break up here and turn into this wonderful garlicky tomato feta cheese sauce. So just mix all that up. Okay, now we'll add our pasta to this. About 8 ounces of pasta. There we go. And toss this together. Oh my gosh, it looks incredible. It smells so good. People are going to start coming in wanting bites, I have a feeling. Now we'll add our herbs, the oregano, basil, and parsley. Toss that in. So fresh tasting. Then we'll add some Parmesan cheese on top, and that kind of offsets, because feta can be a little tangy, and so the Parmesan cheese kind of offsets that with this kind of earthy, nutty flavor. Look at that. So delicious. Try some. Oh my gosh.
I want to try it.
It's so good. You guys are missing out.
Looks delicious. It's super hot. So good.
Isn't that good?
So good.
Thanks so much for joining us on Marie's Kitchen. Today we made this easy and delicious feta pasta with feta, tomatoes, fresh herbs, and garlic. It was so easy to make and turns out so delicious. I really hope you get to try it. If you do, let me know in the comments. We would love to hear from you. Also, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. It means so much to us, and it means a lot also to YouTube. So hit that like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe. We've got lots more videos coming out and I don't want you to miss any of them. For this recipe and more, go to my website at mariesaba.com where you can print out this recipe in a nice PDF format. And what we're doing, and I would encourage you to do, is print out all the recipes and put them together in a binder and make your own Marie's Kitchen cookbook for absolutely free. My goal is to give you some easy recipes that are delicious and turn out right every time so you can build some confidence in the kitchen and feel more inspired to share good food with people that you love. From my kitchen to yours, thank you.
Oh,
Pretty good?
it
It is just,
Will you do the easier than you think?
no. Okay.
Oh, the camera's not on.
Okay, turn it on.
Sorry.
It's okay.
It's
Okay, so let me grab that. Did you see the red dot?
Yes, I see the red dot. It's
Okay.
not flashing,
But it's the red dot's on. Okay.